Josh Darrow, out of uniform, sorry. Fine.
Okay.
Auto Nation Gridiron Report alongside JT Wilcox, Mr. Man-Size. 3 Man-Size state semifinal games in our backyard, 5A, 6A, 8A. These teams trying to get to their destination, which would be Orlando. We'll start off at 5A. This team's peaking at the right time. American Heritage Plantation, riding the best player in the 2014 class, Sony Michelle, and they will take on Lake Wales.
Definitely going to Lake Wales, but you know what? This is a road-tested team. American Heritage has gone on the road a lot this season and performed quite well. Big wins at Lake Kathleen earlier this season, at Jacksonville Bowls. So they've been on the road and won some big games against some very good competition. So, and like you said, Sony Michelle is running like a man. He is running like
Man-Size.
Exactly. He is running like a man right now. I saw them against Hardy. Great performance, 200 yards in that game. He ran the ball with effectively, and not only that, his offensive line, he wasn't touched for the first 8 to 10 yards. So with that combination, with the offensive line playing the way it is, and Sony getting in the holes and running like a man, like I said, they'll be more than fine. Torrance Gibson is a guy that really opens it up for Sony because teams are afraid of what he can do out on the edges. So you have Torrance Gibson getting out on the edges from the quarterback position, and when he does cock back to throw it, Isaiah McKenzie, Dallas Perez are going to make you pay. So American Heritage should be more than fine.
All right, 6A, I think most people still feel pretty confident about Miami Central. They'll be playing Daytona Mainland, hosting them here at Travis Powell, but you cannot overlook the fact that, an unfortunate fact, that Joseph Yerby is lost for the year. Not a way that man's career should end. A pleasure to have watched him play football for Miami Central. Just a joy to watch. That means probably more Dalvin Cook, which Daytona Mainland is not happy about. And I know some other things. You were out there at Miami Central the other day. Some other adversity that has inflicted the coaching staff. All of that being said, I think we would all be shocked if we didn't see Central in Orlando.
Definitely. You have to congratulate Central for getting past all the stuff that they've endured this season. Dalvin Cook now steps in as the main option in the backfield.
Not too bad to have, right?
Not bad at all.
The lead guy goes down and the co-lead, steps up, and it's only a 5-star.
Exactly.
Dalvin Cook.
30 touchdowns already this season for Dalvin Cook.
That's sick.
So you look at it, they're going to be more than fine. And the thing that a lot of people don't give this Central team credit for, their defense, though they've given up some points in the past because they had some big leads, but their defense is a very tenacious group, especially that defensive front. And Larry likes to talk about him so much. He loves that defensive front. Dietrich Nichols in the back, defensive backfield, patrolling things back there. So Central should be more than fine. And speaking with them at practice the other day, they're ready to play. They want to do it for Joe. That's something that they keep saying. We want to do this for Joe, get him that last state championship ring, because Joe would have ended his career going to state 4 straight years, all 4 years making an appearance in Orlando. So the Rockets should get there. I think Dalvin Cook shows that he's the number 3 rated guy for a reason, and the Rockets will be in Orlando.
And if we talked about Booker T earlier, going back to back and a possible national championship. Think about what Central's going to do. If they win this game, they'll be at state 4 years in a row, going for 3 titles in 4 years. So that's hugely impressive. Speaking of, again, creating history for South Dade, they'll be looking for their first ever state championship. They've already gotten the farthest in school history in the playoffs. They've broken the school record for wins, and they will be on the home turf down south, southern Dade County. Take the turnpike down south to Harris Field, where South Dade. You'll be down there. When the numbers, when it hits 3 in the street sign, 300, and when you get into 300, you'll be all right. But South Dade will be home. They'll be down south, exit 1, taking on Palm Beach Gardens.
Definitely, and that's going to help South Dade a lot, in my opinion. Having Palm Beach Gardens drop all the way down to Harris Field is going to help them. Obviously, South Dade is familiar with Harris Field. It's probably going to be a little bit beat up, and that's going to play.
But no problem for South Dade.
That's going to be play right into South Dade's favor. Johnny Hankins has been the X factor for this team. The past couple games have been in adverse weather conditions, and Johnny Hankins has been the guy to step up, had big games for him. Big game against Killian, big game against Coral Gables. So again, I think Johnny Hankins is a guy that brings balance to that aerial attack. They have Tyree Brady, C.J. Wharton on the outside with Khalil Render running it all. But Johnny Hankins is the X factor for the Buccaneers.
All right, we'll see what happens. American Heritage, Central, and South Dade all playing for a chance to get to Orlando in a state championship in 2 weekends. We'll be there regardless to cover it all. This weekend, the lower classifications. Next weekend, the higher, larger classifications.
Don't meet us there. Beat us there.
Yeah, like that. For JT Wilcox, I'm Josh Darrow. Another edition of the Auto Nation Gridiron Report here on SouthFloridaHighSchoolSports.com.